What's up guys, welcome to Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for Arena Valor content. Today I've got the first Lorion video in the entire world for you on this channel at least. So I had the chance to play Lorion, did not really use him before that much. I was using him in a hero trial just to find out how his abilities work, but to be fair, I don't know, like you need a lot of practice, I guess, to shove these balls around. I guess the whole ball thing is kind of wacky. Let's call them orbs or something like that. I guess that is more mature. So we are a orb manipulator. So that means we're going to throw an orb on the ground, then we're moving it by the side, then we can fly towards it, and our ultimate works with these orbs as well. So this is all about this kind of thing. He does a ton of damage, as you can see later on in the details. I was really surprised by the damage that I was actually applying to the enemies, but we're going to talk about that in the video. So I've got some gameplay, I've got the build for you that I've been playing, that I've basically taken from all the players out there. So it's kind of like a best of the builds out there. And yeah, the last thing to say before we start with the video is, if you haven't subscribed to Void of Dust Gaming, hit the subscribe button, put on the notifications. If you enjoyed the video, a like would highly be appreciated. And if you've got some tips for other players and some thoughts about Lorion, just put them down in the comments below and everyone will be thankful. So, hope you enjoy today's video. Let's go. Okay guys, so we are going to go super quick through it. This is basically the stable build that you want to have at the moment if you are a mage who is a little bit towards melee centered or frontline oriented. So you've got Barrow's Agony, you have the good old Reyes, you've got the Tome of the Reaper, who's seen a lot of usage in the game because we have some of the heroes that are going with lifesteal constantly. For example, Sinestria is one of the latest additions to this roster, and we do have the Arctic Orb, and of course we're going with the Gilded Greaves to avoid long crowd control effects. Arcana-wise, I went with my standard build, which is the mage damage build. That's basically the stuff that I want to do if I don't really play a champion yet. So we've got 10 times Violate for the damage and the magic piece. We've got Devour for the ability power as well as some magic lifesteal. It's only 10%, but that's actually pretty decent. And we've got Hex for the abilities and the cooldown speed. I guess Flurry should be quite nice as well as a last addition. Enchantment wise, I was going with a safe one, meaning that I was focusing on the Sacred Protection here, which is actually another good addition because we will see a lot of frontline battles because we are going to press our S2 and then we immediately transformed into the orb. We've got the rest of the build is basically just pure damage. So we have Raging Inferno, we've got the Deadly Claw, we have here the Sacred Beat, which reduces our ultimate cooldown by 10%, meaning even more damage because we have a damage dealing CC ult. It's pretty great. The CC of that ult is crazy, and we've got the Holy Verdict for the additional magic pierce. So that's the build, and remember, this is the first time I play Lorion in a casual. I haven't played him before, so be surprised. Be surprised. Alright, so I went against Tulin. And it's not the easiest matchup for me because I have played Tulin lately quite a lot. Like quite a lot means 5 games or something like that. For me, that's quite a lot because I always change my heroes. So I had some Wukong, I've got some Enzo, I played Lorion, I played Yorn. So I play a lot of different roles and a lot of different heroes to create new content for you guys. So Tulin was one of these. If you want to find the Tulin video, it's one of the latest ones here in the video section, so you know that I have been fielding him quite a lot lately. So I know what Tulin is capable of. He is crazy good on dealing damage, and what you can see right now at the beginning of the video is I basically play test my abilities. I've tested them against various enemies in the hero trials, but of course that is a pretty nice composed surrounding. So the environment that you have in terms of dealt damage and wave management and all that sorts of things is not the real deal. So of course I was trying out my stuff, how the interaction is, how the game mechanics went, and that's basically the beginning of the game where I try to figure out what I'm capable of doing. I don't even know if you skill S1 or S2 to give you guys a good overview. I haven't just watched a single video from one of the bigger YouTubers, namely Darkbreaker or Shurko or Doizor, Hack, whatever you want to name them. I haven't watched them. I don't need that. I don't need that if I want to give you my first impression. That should be solemnly on my first experience without having anyone in there. So look at that, like that was super easy. He was super low, so I was just clearing the rest of the teamie that was given to me. So I guess the combo which works quite nice is you throw your orb to a certain place and then you use your S2 to move there and deal damage while you create this kind of short little purple storm around you. Easy peasy. I guess that should be quite clear for all of you and for me as well. Guys, it's early in the morning before work again. Best time to record some videos, but of course I'm gonna have some coffee because otherwise my head will just fall to the table and things will be rough. So here we go. We're dealing some damage. I mean, if you've got a nice combo, just put it down in the comments below. And what I think, or what at the moment is kind of not that easy. Look at that. That was beautiful. I guess that was beautiful. That was the correct way to use your ultimate. As I said, I have play tested him a little bit, and what you can actually do is, as your ultimate focuses around your orbs, what you can do is you can actually preload your orb or your ultimate into your orb, put it down with one template, and then just shove it on the other side of your control roster. I don't even know how you want to call it. And then you can just implement it and use it. Like, that was bad. I should have used it to damage the front, but as I can actually play it nicely around these enemies, the team fight went super well. Like, I was basically just avoiding damage, strolling around, using all my abilities to go back and forth, and it worked so nicely. Thanks Rui, that she was putting down some template for me, I suppose, but I did not really react to it. So you guys, here is one thing that I want to ask you. Always pay attention to your Ruis. Sometimes they do shit, sometimes they make really bad decisions and bad calls, but if they put down a template for you and you could just easily go back to base, just do it. Do them the favor. So right now I am on 400 MS, so don't wonder, I was kind of going into the turret of the enemy, so I wanted to avoid that as soon as possible. So right now she made the call that she needed help, and you can tell that this decision was wisely because her tower is fairly low, but now we've got the Bill with us and everyone is there, so it's a little bit overextended right now, but that just gives us the moment to go into the tower range. And another nice ult here. I mean, I died, but we have a strong connection to the tower right now just because of that ult. And actually I'm second richest player in my team, which is fairly nice. Wukong tries to get to our Varus here, and he makes it. He gets the tower, really good, and he gets Varus, so really nice follow-up by him. It was actually really good. Like, I played Wukong before in another match, and I've got this plan. Listen guys, I've got this plan. I'm a little bit organized, and I always have my lists. I always do lists. I've got lists for costs, concerning my rent, concerning my monthly spendings. I've got lists to-do lists at work. I've got all these lists, and I also got a list where I note down which hero I have played when. So I've got some kind of release date. So there's an Excel sheet where I put all the heroes, of course, alphabetically sorted, and I've got all the heroes in there, and I've got the release dates. When was I fielding them on this channel? Which date did I use for that? I did not do it in German and English, so there is no kind of distinction between those, but I of course have this really nice list, and it tells me when I should field a hero. It's not based on some certain occasions, such as, for example, Eastern should be played slims. That comes naturally, but of course what I do is basically just figure out if I haven't played a hero for half a year, or let's say a year. And I've got a lot of heroes that I haven't played for about a year. I've played them, but I did not make any video content from them. So of course I'm putting that in my list, and now, and that's the end of the story where I wanted to lead to, I have a lot of junglers open in that list, and I've got a lot of really difficult junglers for me to play on that list. For example, I've got Enzo right now. I've got Wukong on there. So a lot of really assassination-based junglers, and I've played them quite a lot. And I've played Wukong, and it was one of the worst matches in my history. I've scored a 1.3, and I was so devastated. And of course, people were reporting me for my really bad team fight capabilities, and I was really mad at them. So I even told someone that I won't play Arena of Valor today because I was actually really pissed. And I try hard a lot, and it doesn't work out the way I wanted to, and that makes things even worse. That's like really bad. So now comes a really bad team fight decision. Yeah, that wasn't the wisest. Like, she put it down in one of the brushes, so that's actually quite nice. But unfortunately, it was in the middle of the fight, so I didn't have a really good time frame to react and come back to the fight with a lot of helplessness. But things like that do happen as well, and this was one of the best games that evening. I played like 4 or 5 games with Lorion, and I was just like, okay, fuck it. The games went so bad, so it doesn't even matter if I kind of just throw this, but it turned out quite nicely. 13 versus 9 right now, so that's decent. 10 minutes played soon, but now we are going to be a little bit freaked because the enemies are actually doing damage. So I need to be careful. Like, what I don't really know at the moment is how to really poke with that comp, especially if there are more than 2 players. So I don't want to throw an orb into their faces and press S2, as I was doing right now. Teamy has a really good eye on how to use his ult, or when to use his ult. Unfortunately, they only protect themselves, so that could have been something that they might do differently. But to be fair, they've done a really good job on surviving. So, for example, this is one of the situations. Like, this is poking business. So I should be poked, and I should poke in, and it doesn't really turn out the way I want it to. But I do a lot of damage. That's what I didn't really pay attention to that when I was playing the game. I haven't bought the diadem yet, so things are going to be even crazy. He does a ton of damage as well. Wow. So if we've got another RoV portal, now we're gonna use it. So that damage around you, like the damage that comes from this kind of thunderstorm or the thundercloud around you, that's actually really nice. So now I need to figure out what RoV was trying to tell me. Oh, okay. That means you're welcome. Okay, that's nice. I was just reading Italian Girl, so I figured out a grazie might be actually the way to respond to something. Triple double kill, that doesn't make any sense. The triple kill came before the double kill. But yeah, the Wukong is a force to be reckoned with. He deals a ton of damage. That's actually really nice. So 2013 right now, we are 4-10. That's good. That's good, I guess. And we deal damage to Tulin. That's so nice. I love damage against Tulin. Yeah, I still try to figure out what my abilities do. But look at the damage that we're able to do against the butterfly. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Now we have the problem that there is a Telenos and there is a Varus, and both are not someone that we want to fight against. So Wukong now goes in. We've got Omen there. And now there will be no problems. Omen, Laville. Oh no, it was Laville. It was an Omen. He totally looks like Omen to me if I'm not paying attention to his icon. He totally looks like Omen for me with this ranked match skill. So there's only Omen. There's only Tulin defending the tower, so the only thing that's standing between us and the Nexus is a pesky Tulin, and we want to get rid of that cockroach right now. So of course we're going in, and now there's a big Tulin hunt. I'm just throwing around orbs, and we're dealing damage to that tower. Another ult here for her. I wanted to kill her. That was like my one goal, but unfortunately it did not work out the way I wanted it to. That's a term that I use a lot. Things are always not working out the way I want them to, but it doesn't matter because we will kind of win the game right now. If we don't mess it up, we've got all the towers. And if you take a brief look on towards our map, there is just one tower that has been destroyed by the enemy team. Look at the greatness of our team. They have only been working towards the bot tower. On the bottom lane, the only towers have been protected by us, by the protector of the realm, and there was no way for our enemies to get their hands upon them. So yes. And this is ult time, do it! And we did it. And I guess one can say that we had an impact on that. I mean, the AoV is also a great escape mechanism. If you just realize that you are completely fucked, you might just use your ult and you might use your S2 and you can just jump and everything will be fine. So what a nice view. We won the game, the Nexus is destroyed while our butterfly is hanging mid-air, captured in my ultimate. So yeah, that was my first Lorion game, and while I don't really have a clue what I was actually doing, and I have no idea how the combo really works, I had great fun, and I really enjoyed the game. 10-9, second best player, and I can't stress it enough that this was the first game, 25% damage dealt. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first impression. Lorion is really strong, but that is classy, and now the video has turned and I'm going to be out. See ya.